to their opponents that will be facing in the grand finals, Team Secret. One of these teams will go down in history, their names added to the ages. This match, who knows what it has in store, but let's hear from the teams because we actually got Secret to talk about their undefeated opponents. Tundra.
I think Tundra overall have 5 skilled players, and they are a bunch of, I call them cheaters, you know, they're just a bunch of cheaters. They got some cheaty strats, you know, 33 is just going to come up with some stuff and you're going to look at it and you're going to be like, yep, that's cheating. That's just cheating.
They have two guys, basically like 9 and 33. They're like kind of unique in a way that what heroes they're playing. Like 9 is playing some Spirit Breaker mid lane.
Tundra using a lot of Zoo heroes for Search 3 because that heroes kinda cheesy because if he plays it and you not counter well, you're gonna lose like in 20 minutes.
In my opinion, in my head, Tundra is still the best team to beat. On top of the fact that they're 5 skilled players, they just kind of like manipulate the game a lot. And that's what Dota really is about. It's about breaking the game. And they do it pretty well.
Manipulating the game, Tundra have been doing that all the way through this tournament. And last time they played Secret, every time they got that big team fight, that one win sheep, they just held control, Tundra. It was so hard for Secret to really kind of just push back against them.
It's because they're so good at micro and just abusing the map to its fullest. You take any half of the enemy's map and you're cutting waves. You know, you saw they lost a team fight and 33 is just using his courier to drag a creep wave down the river to keep it away from their towers. Like, these guys are just abusing this so hard, and you can't ban all of them.
And you're speaking of micro and all these cheesy heroes from 33, Puppy even calling them kind of cheaters, but that's not what I saw like in the last series that they've played. Tundra outplayed them hard. They got into Team Spirit's head.
Yeah, Tundra's kind of morphed themselves into this hyper-defensive team where they wait until they know the best timing they can play on, and then when they hit that timing, they cross the river, they occupy the map, and they choke out their opponents. Like this series, it's Secret having to come in with the adaptations, with the understanding of Tundra. Like Tundra, they don't need to change anything.
Yeah, it's a really good point because Secret have been adapting though. Last time these two teams played, they picked up the Silencer, which they had success with, and that was their counter to Tundra's team fight. When Tundra wanted to go in, the Silencer bought enough time. Last series, Secret beat out Liquid and they pick up the Earthshaker out their carries to shine. Admittedly, we saw Puppy on the crazy
the carry
ench, but that felt like it was an evolved Secret. It felt like I feel like this time they've got more in their arsenal to come up against.
Definitely, it did look like they prepared for Liquid. What were Liquid good at? They were good at kind of losing the mid game, but then clutching it at the end. Like the way Secret drafted as well, Morph and Sniper, they went late. They got that shaker that you were speaking of. Like they got that shaker to secure those late game team fights. But honestly, Puppy is angry. Like he picked that Ench first phase Enchantress, 0 heals, leveled stats, just carried the game.
Yeah, but it's the fact that we're talking about adaptation, but for Secret, it's not about finding new heroes. It's about going back to the heroes that they have had incredible careers on. You know, like with Puppy and Enchantress, he's got 148 games, 66% win rate in his entire career. And then you go to Nisha as well. He's in like top 5 morph players in the world for quantity of games, 78% win rate. Like you just, in these moments where you're at TI, you don't try and find new. You go back to the old that has found success. And I'm expecting to see these heroes pop up again in this grand finals.
Yeah, we've seen like Crystallis's Monkey King as well coming up again. Like I think he is a great story of someone who people, you know, doubted throughout the qualifiers. I think even his old teammate Fishman said it felt like Secret didn't believe in him, but now it does. It feels like that. It feels like you can see it in his play. You can see it in the drafting. Like they'll pick Rezo early and he'll clutch it all out, and you have these later picks for Crystallis, and he is really showing up.
Yeah, I mean, Crystallis is showing up, but you've got to think about Tundra Esports carry as well. Skidder, in his interview, he just said, this TI just feels right. And people have considered him just to be probably the best performing carry here. Obviously, they're in the grand final, so certainly, you know, that there's some proof to that. But like, what about Skitter?
If you know Skitter, and if you go all the way back to like some small European tournaments, like these heroes that are in the meta right now, that are being played on TI, these are all his comfort heroes. I go back to their series versus Aster. They win against Stark, then they pick it up themselves, and he goes like ultra kill godlike on it. Like all of the heroes like Slark, CK, Lifestealer, they fully fall into his comfort zone.
The fact that you talk about Skidder being comfortable and like he thinks he's going to just be good in this TI. Like that, getting a carry player in that mindset, having that confidence, and going, yeah, it just feels right. That's so scary for one. That's probably why they're also finding success, because they talk about the mental game in their pre-interview. The fact that they're in this good mind space and then they're undefeated. Oh, that is so scary.
I mean, if you're going to beat someone in the grand finals, you need to be mentally there to be able to push your heroes to the limit with your team. And we did see that from Secret when they were chasing down Liquid in the final moments to close out round 3. So I think Secret are probably going to be, on a high after that win coming into this. But Tundra should be feeling, I would say, confident. They did beat Secret earlier on.
Calm and collected. That's how I describe it.
And that's really the team.
It's big for them. It's massive for them. AUI himself was saying that it was the mental game in Arlington that caused their loss, and they got psychologists now. They're looking good.
And looking at the mid players as well, one of the things about momentum is Nine playing mid. Like, how would we describe Nine's play style? Nine, the mid for Tundra Esports, he seems to move a lot. He gets involved. Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
You are super right.
He's like an ultimate playmaker at the moment that comes with a ton of flair. I feel like that kind of mid laner is what you need to win the TI. Like, you need a maniac on the mid lane, like playing his tasks, just doing crazy stuff. I go back again to Thompson, to Monkey King Pagna mid lane, like just innovating, doing new stuff. That's what you need from your mid. Like, you need to get in their heads. Like, you need to pick Tusk first phase, and then they're thinking, oh, is this Tusk mid? Is it position 4? What's gonna happen?
And then they just throw it on mid, and it's like Nine getting in your head.
And he's getting like 20 kills.
Can you kind of stop Nisha though? Can you get into Nisha's head? Nisha, the mid lane for Secret. I mean, this guy, he seems so calm and collected, and he's got Puppy next to him.
Did you see the Morphling game earlier in game 1 against Liquid? Him just like taking over the tough, snowballing into high ground, going for high ground pike, waveforming in, piking out. Like, yeah, Nisha right now, if he plays like he did in that first series, he is.
Wait. You say right now, like in the first series, Sheep. When's the last time you saw Nisha underperform?
Never.
Go back through your calendar, yeah.
I mean, Nisha is amazing, and so is Nine. I really respect Nine's thoughts on Dota. Like, he loves mid because he loves controlling the pace. He loves controlling the map. He likes having access to side lanes and making stuff happen. Like, Skidder was saying that him and Snaking are just like, Nine talks about his teammates and say how they're biggest nerds, and they all just love talking about Dota. Like, they just all bring so much to the table. Like 33 bringing a lot of micro information, helping with item skill builds. It feels like everyone has something that helps each other, and you bring that to Nine on his mid, and he's just able to like make everyone's like strengths shine.
The thorn in the side of some of these players, though, were often the soft support. Zayats was killing it in his last game on the Earthshaker.
But he's also bringing the energy, and that's the key thing. When we see these little player shots going right now, Secret, they're the ones like Resolution. Zayat's right there on camera. Like Rezo, he's joining in with the crowd. He's like doing the wave. Zayat's during the game, he's standing up. He's hitting a fissure. He's like air punching to the enemy team. Like, this team is energy. Tundra, on the other hand, calm. Like, they literally win a fight. You hear the team cons of the true sight thing. Nice.
just like Aoi said it would go.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, Master Aoi. Thank you. We shall win this for you. Like, they are just. It's polar opposites in energy between these two teams right now.
Yeah, if you're Tundra though, you don't need energy. You're winning every single game.
Stay
cool, stay calm.
Exactly.
All according to plan. Yeah.
Of course, this will be a best of 5, and this will push them to their limits. Do you think they can have the stamina? Because they've played a lot less games than Secret.
Come on.
You know what?
Go on.
I don't want to know.
Oh.
You know what I want? I want the match 1 to start here. The grand finals. Let's get into the game.
Team Secret versus Tundra Esports. Grand Finals, Game 1.
Thank you very much, James. Yes, we're here and we're ready live from Singapore for the grand finals of the International 11. Tundra up against Team Secret. I'm Only Pixel and I'll be joined for this draft by the one and only Seb, Notail and Fog. Ladies and gentlemen, we cannot wait for this. The draft has begun. We'll be able to get it up on your screen soon. But boys, you know, you've been here before. This time in a bit of a different capacity. What do you have to say about these two teams, the roads that they've been on, and what you're expecting to see today in these drafts?
The best Dota you can get all year. This is going to be absolutely amazing. You know, as a Dota fan, I couldn't be more excited. This is the best time of the year, the best series of the year. So let's just bring it on.
Top of the crop, as they say.
Let's get 5 games. Let's just get the 5 games.
Yeah, no, it's exciting. I mean, the first bands went away, like they went straight ahead with the Doom and the Brood that they did also last time. And this time the Lesh went through.
It's already a big change. Lesh has been banned against Secret in every single game so far. Yeah. Like during this weekend, playoff weekend.
So
and now they're
no
letting
surprise.
it through.
They're letting it through with an idea, right?
Yeah. Tundra has decided to play against the very, very scary Secret Lesh. Nisha has been incredible on the hero. Rezo has been also doing, you know, great games on it. So yeah, very, very big statement already from Tundra. It's like, we're ready to break your best hero.
It's going really fast already. I really hope that it slows down a bit for the second phase bans, because I wanted to mention Neta's hero is in first phase this time around. Quite often they end up with a Visage or a Doom or whatever they can get their hands on. I thought that yesterday in the third game they should have banned the Enigma second phase, and they ended up not. And I think now they beat their Visage. If they ban the Enigma and kind of coerce him into the Visage pick again and have a strong idea, beat it one more time, I think they can set themselves up for like an advantage for the rest of the series.
Seems like a pretty solid approach that a lot of teams have been taking, right? Try to limit 33 if he's not opened up with, as we see, the Doom, the Brood, try to force him into something that's less comfortable.
I think you go through with this path, you know, and if you're going to go against the Enigma one more time, I really like first item Wraith Pack kind of hero in this meta.
I'm glad you brought it up too, because I think Pano was also mentioning there is a different Rezo never really buys the Wraith Pact for the most part for this team, while for Tundra, 33 tends to be like taking a step back more, being that support offlaner. So it's a really interesting dynamic they do have between both teams.
Also, yeah, they have two very different styles, these two teams. Like, these are really two different styles of Dota that are going to be clashing. Secret is very much about, you know, the lanes and the momentum. They also enjoy to scale, whereas Tundra, I would say, is a style that utilizes the map much more.
And the early game. Like, Tundra to have this snowball effect also related to the Wraith Pact, but yeah, they get a lead early on, the map starts closing in. There's a few, I guess, cases where it hasn't happened, but I think right now I'm quite happy for what Secret got and what the position that they're in.
There are a few things to mention. Obviously, in the grand finals and in the best of 5, you know, side and pick priority matters a lot. Second pick has been king so far. Every team, I think, left in this tournament, like the top 4 were favoring second pick. Tundra and Secret are both also favoring second pick. Tundra got priority for this game, and they went ahead and picked second pick. It's very classic when you're in a second pick situation to try to pick open heroes. And in Tundra's case, it is. Saxa can play the Mirana, so does Snake King. I think 9 even played it one game. The Tuskar can obviously be put on support position as well as mid, so they're keeping it open and they're looking to really try to counterpick Secret as much as they can in the second phase.
I think they're looking to, you know, match the Tusk with the Leshrac mid in case they get the notion, but we've seen Resolution also play a very mean Leshrac this tournament.
Mid players have investigated the Mirana versus Leshrac also matchups, so I don't know if it's something we could see.
Probably something, yeah.
We could see that too.
We haven't seen this one too much, but it's a Saxa specialty, right?
That has to be a Saxa hero. So yeah, I mean, everything is pretty still flex for Tundra, minus the Hoodwink.
Quite like the concept, at least, versus Lesh, because the biggest problem about this hero is just knocking him down, right? Not letting him use that Bloodstone to effect to just heal up. Hoodwink with the Shard and everything too, you amplify damage that everyone else is doing, you have the high burst from Sharpshooter. It's an interesting concept that could...
And they also have a very long-range high nuke. Oh, there we go, Secret go for the Enigma. I'm actually very happy to see that.
I think this could also be a support Enigma. I've seen Poppy play that Enigma himself. I mean, he's been very famous for his Enigma over the years, but he actually brought it back to his own kind of playbook very recently. Obviously, it could very well be an offlane hero and Rezo's hero. That's probably the most likely, but we'll see what Secret goes with that.
Yeah, really interesting. Because that also could probably be the Wraith Pact carrier as well, too, for Secret. So maybe now they're starting to switch their dynamic a little bit to match Tundra.
Definitely. And yeah, I think this is one of the few drafts where 33 has been really set up for success. Usually they kind of throw him under the bus. I mean, you know, when it's 33, it's not really throwing him under the bus. He strives under, you know, with any hero in any situation. But right now he's gonna get a late pick, you know, either 18 pick, like after this sequence from Secret, or actually the ultimate last pick maybe for Tundra. So, you know, we're looking to see 33 in a very favorable situation, which is always scary to play against.
Yeah, it's been 7 out of 9 games where his hero got first phase.
Yeah.
The last 9. So here he gets a delicious second phase. I'm curious to see what it's going to be.
Beast is out, Brood is out.
Visage is still in, but last time he picked Visage, they lost.
He's played a lot of Tide also with a lot of success. It could be a hero he looks at.
10 seconds remaining.
We'll see. I mean, he could also be quite innovative and do something we haven't seen him do yet.
5 seconds remaining.
But yeah, we see the Lich, so most likely the heroes are starting to get locked. Like Nisha's most likely the Lash, Resolution's going to be the Enigma.
So one of the trends we've seen this tournament, obviously this Lash rack has been dominating, and one of the answers to this Lash rack has been a heavy amount of physical damage. It's something that punishes the Bloodstone, when he kind of dies through the tag team or the Slaughter. We've seen the Snipers, the Linas, and then we've also seen, as an answer to that, the Liches and the Sven with the Shock. In that case, Tusk counters Lash, but Lich helps Lash play against us. And we're going for the Naga.
Ooh. I think this is one of the stronger strats that I've seen come out of Tundra, and also in the meta. They get the classic Naga Mirana, but it's also this very long range, kind of hard to get heroes together, so it can be a real pain to be an Enigma or to even be a Lash rack in these type of games.
And it seems to be Tundra's style that you guys were mentioning also too, is opening up the map, right? That's what this hero always allows you. It lets you pick and choose your battles when you want to. When you're playing versus something like high cooldown like Enigma, can tend to thrive.
If you want to visualize how this game might play out, for Secret, think about Tundra, first of all, is one of the teams that utilizes nighttime the best, I think. They respect very much the 2 sequences in Dota that is daytime and the reduced nighttime vision. So they usually go on the offensive on nighttime, which is actually a key factor on how they dominate their games. Think about nighttime, playing versus Naga Illusions, scouting your heroes, Moonlight Shadow, you do not see heroes, and then you have this Tusk Hoodwink, bottom kind of high bursty heroes that can just pop a Lash rack, pop an Enigma right away. That's the kind of pressure, in and out pressure that Tundra really excels at in team fights, and Naga fits that style perfectly. All their heroes are really designed to do so.
Yeah, so we see a lot of interesting things going on. They banned Nyx themselves. Last time Secret played against Naga, they actually ended up having the Nyx. Nyx now, I mean, every lifesteal works in Illusion, and I think that's a big reason.
The open wounds with the Lash rack.
With the Lash rack,
And now they banned the Morphling to protect the Naga pick. They were already planning it, and now they're also banning Bloodseeker, which is something that they also played previously. I want to say, I'm not sure. But there was a Morphling game here. In Bloodseeker, the same thing. You can also end up becoming this lifesteal bot where the illusion poke stops mattering, but yeah, I wonder what Crusalis is going to go for. I don't think it's an easy choice for him.
No, they've targeted him a lot, right? We've seen throughout all DPC, people that kind of made the jokes for him, especially him himself. He's like, yeah, I have my 3 big heroes, right? A lot
but
of them
he proved all the haters wrong, like honestly, that's why he's here.
I think they really have to think about and try to guess what 33 is going to be looking at also, and try to kind of...
I mean, they don't even care the Visage. Look at that. I think that's a big statement also coming into game number 1. You have a chance to make him maybe feel uncomfortable, but instead you're going for what you think is the right pick for them.
Not sure how much I would like Visage for Tundra anyways as the last pick.
Probably not the strat with Naga, I would say. I don't think at all that's what he should go for.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, it could be the Tide,
I think they have to respect the Tide, and most likely will try to pre-pick for the Tide launcher.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Tide is also what he would be looking at. I also think Batrider is a really strong hero with this kind of strategy. I don't know if it works. I mean, it has some value, with the heroes that you have, but even against the Lash and the Lich, you can get like some high magical damage scaling meta hero, but I don't think he's played a single Batrider game.
Maybe not this tournament, but it's definitely one of his very strong heroes, so it would not be a surprise.
Seen a couple teams even try like the Brewmaster versus the Lash, right, where you just lift him, ignore him. A lot of situations too. Is left in the pool. It is.
You also get a dispel. You get a dispel for
There's a draw ban.
Yep.
Okay.
It could be a great brew pick, by the way, and it's a very big 33 heroes.
Yeah.
33 hero, by the way. I think it's a great suggestion.
When I see like the Drow as well too, we saw, even though the game was kind of back and forth, you saw that long duration silence in a lot of fights just devastate him too, so.
I do think it's a little anti-synergy with the Naga. Quite often, it doesn't really mesh super well. But of course, I mean, I respect, I'm the biggest Brew fan on this panel. I don't care what you guys say, Brew for life. I would pick Brew every day.
It's a great
Every
hero.
game.
Same, because I can't play it, but I don't know if I could play it then.
Let's see, I mean, they have very little time to work with.
What's
and
left for
a lot of
Crusalis?
heroes have been banned for Crusalis, yeah. I mean, he's played some Ursa and
Ursa this game?
No, probably not, right? But out of the heroes that he's been looking at, I mean...
Yeah, I'm just... It's hard for him to choose, I
He's
think.
played Ursa and Dawnbreaker that I can think of this tournament.
Dawn is still in?
That aren't banned.
The Dawn was nice when they played it.
Oh,
that is an illusion.